Welcome to Torah Smash, the podcast for nerdy Jews, where our lives of Jewish learning collide with our love of nerd culture. This is our second anniversary episode, where we have invited some of our guest hosts from our second year to join us to smash Torah with a little nerdy game called Dungeons and Dragons. I am your dungeon master, RDY, and our players are...
I am Barak Malkin, and I will be playing the Changeling Sorcerer, Noah.
I'm Ethan Lane Miller, and I am playing the Changeling Ranger, Tirza.
Hi, my name is Rachel Frisch. I'll be playing Caleb, who is a wood half-elf monk.
I am Rabbi Emma Gottlieb, and I am playing the Aasimar cleric Arona.
I am Dr. Miriam Eve Mora, and I am playing the Eladrin bard Rahab.
And I am Rabbi Benjamin Scharf, and I am playing the Holy Knight Paladin of Joshua.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. For Barak's friend Jason, most of our player characters are directly from the Bible, with one that we made up for the sake of the one-shot. And we have put short descriptions of the characters in today's show notes, so feel free to peruse. Without further ado, let us begin a one-shot of biblical proportions. The five of you are standing on the bank of the Jordan River. You have been trekking through the desert, some of you for 40 years, some of you for a little bit less. Joshua, once you took over the rule of the Israelites, the command of their forces, you sent some spies into Jericho to check out this capital city and find out how your conquest might be successful. And while there, you befriended Rahab, a prostitute who has a home that is built into the wall of the city so that you could easily escape and so that some of her customers could do the same. And as you were leaving the city with Rahab and some members of her family, not only were her family members captured, but in trying to save them, so was Caleb. Caleb is your second in command, your right-hand man, and he has been captured, and you believe that they have been taken to the city of Ai. So you are currently on the opposite side of the Jordan River from Ai, and it is the mighty Jordan River. It is not passable. You can't see how you could get across without help. But what you do see in front of you are 7 stones that you don't think were there before, and they have these strange symbols on them. And as you look at these symbols, you're hoping that maybe they are some sort of a clue that might help you get across the river. What do you do?
I attempt to use my knowledge of Arcana to ascertain what exactly is written on these symbols.
Excellent. Give me an Arcana check, please.
Nat 20.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, with a nat 20, you know that there is some sort of magic to them, but the symbols themselves are not magical. They just must be some sort of language that you don't speak and no one in your party seems to speak. Maybe some sort of Proto-Hebrew, maybe some sort of ancient language that is just tribal, part of the world around you that none of you speak, but you don't believe that the letters are magic in and of themselves. Joshua, describe yourself, please.
So Joshua is a tall individual, slightly darker skin. He's fully human and clearly of nobility. Joshua knows how to command a room, and when he talks, people tend to listen. And Joshua answers to no one except perhaps to God, as he has been entrusted by his predecessor Moses to lead the people on this quest.
I have an out-of-character question on the shape change action. Am I limited to humanoid shapes?
I don't believe so.
So I'd like to shape change into a bird to get a higher level view of is it one stone that this is written in, or is it multiple stones?
It's 7 separate stones. Each one has one character on it.
Great. I'd love to get an aerial view on this and see if the stones make any sort of shape or anything.
Give me a second. Make sure, because I said I think so, but I want to see. Yeah, you can make yourself appear as a bird, but you don't gain flight.
Okay. So I could be a penguin then.
You don't gain swimming, but yes.
Well, that's what I mean. Like there's a flightless bird. Okay.
Well,
Well, never mind then.
I think that this looks like English and that it looks like it says,
excuse you.
that's what it looks like.
Surely it must be a divine sign of some kind.
Would you like to roll religion?
Sure.
Yeah, very nice. On a 15, you think this might be a sign from God. And I will say that because you believe that, I'm going to give you advantage on an investigation check right now. Another nat 20, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my
Wow.
gosh. Including the example roll. That's the third nat 20 today.
That's because we have God on our side.
When you're looking at these and you're looking around with that nat 20 on investigation, you notice that there is another stone.
Oh,
And
wow.
this one has more of these same symbols, but in a different kind of order. And Arona, will you describe yourself?
Arona is a medium-sized humanoid female. She is dark-haired and wears flowy priestess robes. And she is of a serious nature, having been summoned by God, and looks to Joshua as a fellow devotee of Adonai, and that's Arona.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. So as you look at this tablet in front of you, you brush the sand off of it, and these symbols appear. Something is definitely strange about this. Some of these symbols are the same as the symbols on those 7 separate stones, and some are different. It looks like some sort of message.
Can I see this?
You can all see this.
I cast comprehend languages.
Oh, fantastic. Rahav.
Comprehend languages.
Rahav, as you start to cast comprehend languages over this tablet with its symbols, will you describe yourself, please?
I will. I am a female Eladrin bard. I'm of short stature, dark skin, and dark hair, and I have horns which represent as antlers. I look a little deer-like, and
Nice.
right now, as I'm reading this stone, kind of deer in headlights.
Your eyes are like glowing a little as you cast this spell. And I will say that as you cast this comprehend languages, the letters start to glow and you start to understand not the message, but you understand the fact that this is not a language. This is a series of symbols somehow.
But I do not understand the message.
You cannot discern the message itself, but you do understand that this is not a language. This is a series of symbols. It could have been anything. It could have looked like pictures or whatever the ancient equivalent of emojis was, hieroglyphics.
Noah would like to look at them and see if I have any magical knowledge about these symbols.
So Noah, thank you for coming in into this little puzzle before you here. Will you describe yourself?
So Noah is a medium build, and I wear a desert-colored hooded cape, and my hair is shoulder length and right now has purple tips, but often I change that with my mood. And I will share that I'm fun. I think I'm a little fun. And my twin and I, while we get each other, we don't always get along. But I'm a outspoken feminist, and I'm willing to challenge authority for the good of the people.
And since Noah brought up her twin, Tirza, will you describe yourself, please?
Sure. So Tirza is currently presenting herself as someone who looks fairly similar to Noah, although given that she has the shape change ability, she has been known to appear in many different shapes, sizes, varieties, however you can imagine it. Sometimes simply based on mood or something as specific as a need or goal related to a particular mission. So currently she has kind of an olive colored skin, short hair, and she is wearing what I would describe as a kind of classic ranger outfit that you might imagine, with various carrying apparatuses for bows, armaments, and it also has pockets because that's important.
Pockets are so important.
Spoken like a true feminist.
So, Noah, tell us again what you're trying to discern.
I would like to look at these symbols and see if I recognize any of the symbols from my sorcery knowledge.
You do not.
Well, I'm stumped, gang.
I would like to touch the stone and see if there's anything about the stone that we haven't learned by looking at it.
As you touch the stone, I will say one thing that you notice is that since you were the one who first detected the magic coming off of the symbols on the individual stones, this stone does not seem to have any sort of magic to it. It seems to just be a carving into a slab that's just nearby these other symbols that, again, some of which are similar and some of which are not.
This looks a lot like English in its repetitive use of what looks like the. I mean, I feel like there's an easy code here.
How big is this rock?
Big enough for a small paragraph?
Yeah, it's a rock-sized rock. It's about 3 feet by 3 feet, give or take. It's not square, but that's about the dimensions.
Are we able to take this rock over to the other rocks to compare them to one another more closely?
It does not budge. Neither do they.
Hey, Joshua, do we really need this? Where are we headed right now?
Well, we need to cross the Jordan, but the question is, how do we cross the Jordan?
Can we see the other rocks again or simultaneously with the runes on them? Because I think I've deciphered some words here through their repetition and like single versus 2 to 3 letter words. I feel like there's some consistency in the coding, letter changes. Am I on the wrong track here? Should I actually be spending my time doing this?
I'm not going to tell you if you're on the right or wrong track, but I will say this last word, this is the 7 symbols on the 7 rocks.
Got it. So it looks to me that what appears as the third word, which looks kind of like a THM, is probably the word the, which means all of the M's are E's.
And is the first word to, like...
The first word is definitely a T and then something. So I assume the last is an instruction, but the blank blank.
To blank the blank.
Yes, exactly. So if I could I can draw on this. Can you see that, or is it just for me?
Oh, we see that. That was great.
I'm writing in annotate on the screen, but I'm trying to find a better way to do it. So I'm translating what I've already got.
I would say it looks like the notes that you're taking are scraping right into the dust.
Onto the stone tablet.
Where's our friend Rosetta?
I think she's on a different stone.
But the blank, I'm on the second last line, but the blank of a blank is something. Are there other actions or spells that we could be taking while we're working on this? Or is this like the best way to be going about this?
This is you playing your characters, solving a puzzle.
And I pray to God to help us figure this out.
So that's a quote. So I assume.
I
assume that block is a quote. It's got quotes around it. So I assume that is supposed to be God speaking to us or an instruction from some other being.
I mean,
this is going on, RDY. My character Tirza is going to kind of just start patrolling and walking around the area, seeing if she notices anything, staying close to the party. But as everyone's transfixed on the stone, she's just kind of keeping her eye out.
As you kind of patrol, everything seems normal. The Israelite community is there with you on this side of the Jordan, and they're just kind of waiting to see what happens when their leadership team is trying to get them across the Jordan.
It's a lot of pressure.
You're feeling pressure. My whole family's in captivity.
Okay.
Now, is this NAME?
Name?
The name of
To know the name of something.
Of a god. Of a god. It's got to be God. We love God.
Rahav,
Yeah.
please give me either insight or investigation, whichever you prefer.
Let's go. I mean, I am investigating, but I want to be smarter. I'm going to go insight.
Okay. As you were, everybody. Sorry.
Can I, you know what? I am looking at this message and I feel like I know something about it. Can I also try to focus a little harder on this message in some way? Can I roll for insight?
No.
Can I now roll for investigation?
No. Sorry.
That's not how that works? Okay.
Not how that works.
And I didn't roll high enough that way?
Let me just say, as far as gameplay is concerned, I am attempting to reward good things that I hear with the ability to get a hint.
Well, he also mentioned that this looks a little bit like ancient Hebrew. So if it's symbol different with a dot,
Isn't there somewhere where that word there's a lot of those.
Could that last word be unknown?
Oh, P's.
Ah.
The P's are W's.
And the Yud looking Y thing is a K.
I'm still my character's still doing the walk RDY. Does she notice anything, or perhaps does taking the walk help her clear her mind to gain any sort of sudden insight?
No, but the warmth of the sun on your face feels good, and that river air also very nice in the desert to just kind of feel the air just a little more moist than it normally is.
Is this saltwater or freshwater river?
The Jordan is a freshwater river.
Thank you.
So that would be O blank T.
So it'd be
Right.
OXE.
I'm gonna
I mean,
just
not
say,
X.
I'm just, because this is handwriting, this symbol here is supposed to be the same as this
The
one.
little T.
Yeah.
Oh. So it's
Sorry.
That's
OA.
one. So that word is one.
Yeah.
I
It is-
still
so
think
it is God.
I still think it is God. To know the name of a God, one must.
Arona, give me insight or investigation.
Insight or investigation. Hold on. I'm getting very excited
One
now.
must first be.
Hold on, Noah.
Insight. I rolled an 8.
Well, you get the modifier on
Blank
it.
Oh, that's true.
Okay, on a 12, you think that it would probably be a good idea to fill in all of the letters that you figured out without trying to figure out the words.
Okay, let's
Got it.
Oh,
This is
that's a J.
judged.
One must first be judged.
Yep.
let's write those in, and then same thing below the next line.
So says the.
So says the one, and then what else do we know?
RDY, are there any other rocks by the shore that don't have writing on them, or is it just these rocks with writing on them?
There
It
are
says-
rocks here and there.
Okay. My character would like to investigate some of those rocks.
Okay, roll investigation.
The investigation check was a 3.
Oh, on a 3, you're not even sure that those are actual rocks.
I'm still looking at the last word on the 5th line. And then-
UART. Quartz.
We have quartz.
No. I'm just kidding.
Not quartz. Something. And is that the word below is judge again?
Well, it's scratched out. It would have been, but the other one has little arrows, so it's just udges.
And
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, same on the row a little earlier too. The one above the first one.
Yeah, no, that's not erased. That's that symbol. My bad.
Okay, so it's judge again.
Wow,
I was
these
judge-
rocks. Who left these
Judge
rocks
me.
here?
Okay, so
Who let
judge
the rocks out?
judge my, but
I could be
F-
judged by the.
You have to
So
make
it says
sure all
one.
the same letters are always the same symbols.
Yeah.
And
You
have
keep
some
saying
mistakes.
that, guy. I feel like there's a
I
wind
keep saying
around
it
here.
because you keep
Okay,
making
so
the
the
same
F-
mistake.
so the F in that word is not an F.
Sorry, the F in what word?
That
Yes.
word right there on the rock.
The word that comes after my is not for. That letter is not the same as the F in the of word. It has an extra dot at the top. So it's judge my something, but it's not an F.
Something, a blank OR that's not an F.
Yeah.
Wait, Tirza is still now kind of nervous about the rocks that she's not fully sure are rocks, and unsheathes a short sword and kind of starts poking at him.
Think
Does the rock poking yield any results?
Some of the rock looking things that you're not sure are rocks, move a little bit and some don't.
Okay.
Tirza, I could cast heroism on you to make you feel strong enough to poke the rocks much more aggressively.
Being cautious. Don't want to break any of the short swords.
Can we try and get it into context?
vow.
better?
Okay, judge my vow. And then the vow pure.
You think that's a C?
I think
Pure.
it's pure, but the name of a god is unknown.
This an X?
It's-
It's Sphinx.
PHI.
INX.
The Sphinx of a
To know the name of a god, one must first be judged by the Sphinx. So says the one
shit.
Sphinx of brave quartz. Judge my vow. The Sphinx
Something.
judges. The vow pure, but the name of a god is unknown.
something's not
Does
right.
the earth
Not-
move? Do we find my children?
When you say that, there is a rumbling, but nothing happens.
I missed this.
You feel
It's not.
you feel like something is off.
Yeah, that's these two words. It's not brave quartz. What is it?
Oh, okay.
The one.
Well, in The letters you know.
Sphinx of a Stewart. Anybody
I
know a
feel like-
Stewart?
I feel like Sphinx
Just
is
a little one.
Is that the only word we're missing now? We've
These
got
two-
Sphinx, but we don't have Stewart.
The Stewart and the one before it.
the one before Stuart. We know from the if unknown is correct,
Yeah,
then that Y letter is a K.
yeah.
Do any of the rocks that Tirza has been investigating look vaguely cat-like?
Yeah,
No,
there's
not-
one that looks vaguely cat-like.
Okay.
Sure, why not?
What about this backwards one?
Yeah, I'm
B
looking, I
blank
don't see that
A
either.
blank K.
That black.
Sphinx of a black quartz. To know the name of a god, one must first be judged by the Sphinx. So says the one Sphinx of black quartz. Judge my vow. The Sphinx judges the vow pure, but the name of a god is unknown.
Noah, as you recite those words, the earth trembles and the 7 symbols on the stones that are ahead of this tablet start to glow.
Does that mean we're closer, or does that mean we got it?
It is suspicious that coincided with Tirza finding the cat-shaped rock.
I agree, especially
It's
because
like
the Sphinx
off in
is cat-like.
Yeah. So Tirza attempts to take the cat rock to show the rest of the party.
It's great. Here's that thing.
Sister, leave it.
The cat rock does come up out of the ground. You can carry it in one hand.
Can I touch the rock now that it's glowing?
Which rock? There are 7.
But I touched 2 of them.
Which 2?
The first 2. I touched the U and then the N.
So the rock itself is glowing, and when you touch the one that represents you, the symbol starts to glow, a blue, fiery glow. And then as you touch the one that represents N, the letter starts to glow a blue, fiery glow.
I
That's-
change
yeah.
my hair to the same blue glow color, and I say, "Everybody, touch a rock in this."
Okay.
I
in the
roll
order
my
that
eyes
it's
and I go,
spelled."
the hair change is useful.
I'll touch the K.
As you touch the K, that symbol starts to glow.
I'll touch the O and the W.
When you touch the symbol that represents O, the fiery symbols inside all turn to red, and all the letters stop glowing.
Rob, what'd you do?
I'm gonna guess this is me. It's because I'm not an Israelite, and I knew you never accepted me as part of your party.
Okay.
And I
well,
step back. I step back onto the shore and I throw my hands up and I
I'll
say,
touch
"To hell
I
with
touch
this."
the U. I touch the U and then the N again.
and I'll
They-
touch
they-
the O.
When you touch the O, again, the letters go blank.
Touch the K. Touch the U and the N again in that order.
When you touch the U and the N, the symbols glow blue.
And the K also.
The K, it starts to glow blue.
And when we touch the O, it goes out.
And when you touch the O, it goes out.
Tirza, throw the cat rock at it.
Okay. Tirza throws the cat rock at the O.
All right, roll to hit.
I roll a 9.
On a 9, the stone that
Which
the cat rock,
stone?
Oh,
The cat rock bounces off of the stone in the middle and splashes into the river.
How far in the river? Is it retrievable or is it like lost to the rapids?
It's lost to the rapids, and you feel like you hear a meowing as it goes away.
Oh.
I
Spelled
feel like
un-
I've
we were-
lost one of my children all over again.
I'm gonna touch
Hello,
the
kitty.
U. I'm
Goodbye,
gonna
kitty.
It's because we spelled unknown wrong. I'm gonna touch the U and then the N again,
The symbols glow blue.
and then I reach my foot over and touch the K.
And then
The
I'm
symbols
going to
glow
touch
blue.
the N.
The
And
N,
then the O.
the second N glows blue, then the O starts to glow blue.
There we go.
Tirza,
Then the
get-
W. Then the N.
Joshua, you're the leader.
And
And
then
the
Help.
W
you
and the N.
Get the W and then the N, and all the symbols start to glow blue, and a fiery blue light emanates from the rocks skyward, and the river Jordan waters part. It reminds you of the Red Sea so many years ago. And now, as you see the Jordan River, it gives you a path from riverbank to riverbank, walking on dry land as you have solved the riddle of the Sphinx to get you across. And as you start to walk across the Jordan River in the riverbed, in dry ground, Tirza, you do see your cat rock.
Is the cat rock? Okay,
It is
Tirza,
there.
Tirza grabs the cat rock and puts it in one of her pockets.
You feel comforted by the cat rock. It feels cooler because it has been in the water for a minute or two. And as you walk across the river, and when you go up to the other bank of the river, once the 5 of you are across, the Israelites begin to follow, and everyone is coming across the river, and people start setting up 12 different stones on the other side of the river so that their presence can be known there, one stone for each tribe of Israelites.
I just want
Visit
to
with
make
these
sure
people in stones.
I want to just make sure that I brought the ark across with us.
Yes, absolutely. And what happens is when the ark gets to the middle of the water, there's this moment where it kind of like pulsates around the ark and gets wider. And so the ark bearers stay in the middle to give a wider berth for their fellow Israelites to cross. And then the ark comes to the other side last. So as you get yourselves to the other side of the Jordan, by going through that puzzle, you have all leveled up. Congratulations.
Right.
I feel it.
And during the leveling up, on the sad side of the tale, while we were leveling up, Rabbi Benjamin Scharf got called away. He has to go and be a rabbi, so he will not be with us for the rest of this episode. So until then, I will be playing Joshua as an NPC.
For your sister Susan, what does NPC stand for?
Thank you so much. For Susan, an NPC is a non-player character. It is basically all of the characters that I play. I will often, but not always, put a voice to NPCs. I will probably not put a voice to Joshua so that Rabbi Sharf can continue being the voice. As you cross the Jordan River, you see the city of Ai ahead of you. And it's not a monstrously huge city. It's probably would be in modern terms described as a fort. There are walls, there's a gate. You don't really see many buildings over the walls from far away like you do in bigger cities, like some larger buildings and higher inns and castles and whatnots. But you're approaching the city of Ai.
I feel like it's looking right at me. You see that? Like even if you move to the side and the side, it just follows you. No,
It's very tempting to get into the city. It's trying to draw you in.
Yeah.
I'm sure
You
that
don't
God
like
will-
how it's eyeballing you?
I feel that God will protect us as we approach this city.
We'll keep an eye on it just to be safe.
Mhm.
So you get to the city, and as you're approaching the gates are just kind of open, daytime open. Not too many people coming in, but a handful walking in. And as you approach, there are guards, and they just kind of wave you through.
Hey, Joshua, what is it that we're doing here in this city? What, are we collecting something?
We're going to find
Oh, that's right.
Rahab's family.
Oh my goodness.
How dare you, Noah?
So scatterbrained.
And what was it that made us think that they're here in I?
That's it for me. I'm not telling you. There is a character who should know.
I bet Rahab knows.
It is my family we're going to save, but I believe that what I was told was that my family was taken because I was helping Joshua and his tribesmen enter Canaan. And they took our comrade, Caleb, and my family as hostages to the city of Ide.
Got it.
So are we physically inside the city/fort now?
We walked in, they waved us in.
How are folks regarding us?
They all like me. I wave cheekily.
Oh, that's nice.
Give me a charisma roll there, Rahab.
17?
Yeah, 17 plus 3 for your modifiers. We call that a dirty 20. And wow,
So
yeah.
appropriate.
Really, I would say on a dirty 20 with Rahab's charisma, the rest of you are largely being ignored.
That's probably because I'm belly dancing out in front of everybody. We go.
It's possible that maybe she has some former customers in I.
Oh, so many.
So who in the city is not ignoring the rest of the party? Like who doesn't seem transfixed by Rahav right now?
Give me a perception roll, please.
Rolled a 15.
On a 15, no one's really like regarding the rest of you, especially with Rahav belly dancing. Now they're either like most of the people who are attracted to Rahav are like oogling, drooling, watching her strut. And most of the people who are not attracted to Rahav are looking with disgust or offense or just total not caring, but still kind of looking.
All right, so we have to try to figure out where they're being kept. I'm going to sneak behind a pillar and use shape change to change my appearance to look like one of the city guards.
Okay.
Great.
Done.
Great. And then
Which one? Like one of the ones you saw?
yeah, one of the ones I saw at the front gate.
Okay. Like
Yeah.
the one waving you in? Or
Yes. Yeah, he seemed kind of friendly.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'll go to him. And then do I see any other guards as we walk further into the city?
Here and there, yes. There are plenty of people milling around.
Okay, I'm gonna walk up to one
Mhm.
and say, I was sent over for the shift change to watch the prisoners.
You were sent over for a shift change?
Yeah.
No one would send you over. Your own gate.
Somebody came to the front and told me to swap out. It's confusing to me too.
This is ridiculous. Every time. Oh yeah, that succeeds. Every time we get our plans made, someone and he like kind of stomps off toward the gate, like angrily going to see what's going on, muttering to himself. Oh,
Wait, where do I go? Where's the shift change happening?
He just like throws an arm, like. Ugh.
Do I see any other guards? Was he standing in front of a door?
He was just like patrolling.
I'm wondering. I'm starting to pray for divine inspiration on this. Maybe there's a sign that God can send us to point us in the right direction.
You're going to pray for divine intervention?
Yeah, or something along those lines. You might have to guide me in this.
Give me your prayer, Arona. What do you say?
Just, Yud Hey Vav Hey, help us, point us in the right direction. We follow your signs. Give us a sign.
Give me an Arcana check, please.
It appears to be an 11 plus 1.
Yes, also known as 12. On a 12, you pray to God and your prayer goes out. If there was an answer, you do not hear it.
It's tremendously disappointing.
Can I look through the crowd to see if there's anyone I have a closer personal connection with that I might begin a conversation with?
You don't see anyone who personally knows you or vice versa, but you are getting still quite a bit of attention, especially now that you're being escorted by a guard.
Okay, well, if we walked through the gate and we've just been walking like lemmings, right? Can we pick a direction?
Yeah, I was trying to find that with the guard and he just stormed off.
Right. I mean, I
Sorry.
think we need to find people that might be connected to my family. And the people who would have known where my family were and taken them away are likely connected to some kind of criminal network. So I say we head for the nearest brothel, find my peeps.
Yeah.
Find your peace.
I also have a reliable and trustworthy contact who serves as my liaison to a network of other criminals. So we could go there and maybe I can connect with one of my criminal contacts at the brothel. Maybe I
Okay.
can.
So, Rahav, as a professional, you kind of know what areas to look for the brothels. They're usually against the wall of the city so that people have a quick escape. So you pretty easily find one. It is,
Excellent.
the ancient Middle East after all.
Can we go there?
Sure.
I enter the brothel.
So you walk in, the madam there is not only someone that you know, it is someone that you've trained. And she seems to be in charge. She looks at you right away, just walks right up to you, kisses you on either cheek. How are you, Rahav? So good to have you here. Can I get you a drink?
Yes, please get me a drink. These are my friends in my traveling party. Please let them park their ark somewhere safe.
The ark's not with us.
Okay.
Arona has it entrusted with her ark bearers.
Okay. But we are in a dire situation and we need your
looks
help.
over at the bar and she says, dire situation. She says, 6 wines, and gestures to a table for all of you to sit.
I sit.
Tell me your dire situation.
Have you given us her name?
What's the name of one of your trainees?
Oh, let's go with, can we say Chatool?
He is in charge of a cat house.
It seems appropriate.
Plus, absolutely.
The tie-in, for potential trade.
Like Zona or something like that, but that's fine.
She's also a collector of objects that look like cats.
Oh. So Jason, if you're listening, Chatool is Hebrew for cat. And so Chatool looks at you again. Please, how can I be of help for all things? And for God's sake, why are you in I?
Chatool, we come here for your help because we came from our home where we had one of our party has been taken captive along with my beloved family, including the several children you know from some of our shared patrons. And they're very precious to all of us. And we've come looking for them and have heard that they're here being held in the city of Ai.
When you say that children, when you describe the children, and also your grandmother has been taken. So,
And my grandmother.
When you say that, she nearly drops the wine that she was holding, and she says, I had no idea I had no idea. You please forgive me. Please do not hold this against me. She starts looking at like the weapons that you're carrying and gets incredibly nervous.
Seems like she knows.
She knows something. Well, she did know where I live, I feel like.
She says, please, madam, come with me. And she offers her hand to you, Rahav.
In what manner? Is this
in like a come with me kind of way? Let
like
me lead you.
like a come hither kind of way, or like I'm going to help you kind of way? I just want to know what I'm getting into.
Yeah, both. Come hither, I'm going to help you. She's not flirting.
She's not flirting. I go with her and I maintain a little bit of anger, but I see the sorrow in her eyes.
She leads you to a room that's like storage, barrels and bottles and crates and things. And she pushes on a pile of crates that moves aside and reveals a door. And she leads you in, and you see your grandmother, 3 children, and Caleb tied up on the ground. And she brandishes a knife and hands it to you and says, I'm so sorry, madam.
So you knew that these were captives, but you didn't know they were my family?
I had no idea they were relation.
And you thought that this was okay to do to other people's children and grandparents?
The children are not harmed, as you can see, and trade is trade. Money is money. There was gold involved. Please.
I take the knife.
Forgive me for my weakness.
I cut the children free and my grandmother. And I bring them out and demand that she feed and bathe and clothe my family that's been in captivity for days?
Yeah.
I see that they're I demand that she treats them well. And of course, I cut free Caleb. And I say, Caleb, thank goodness you have returned to our party. We're so sorry we let you be captured.
I'm so happy to see you.
That's right. Jason Arona just said, blessed are you, God, who has revived the dead.
The blessing we say when we haven't seen someone in a long time.
Also the blessing we say, see someone in a long time. Caleb, please describe yourself to our listeners.
Having just gotten very close to cut you loose, I think you can say you smell bad. I think that's safe.
Yeah, great. Hi, I'm Caleb. I smell really bad, and I have been sitting in this same room with my hands and my feet bound for days, so I am quite uncomfortable, and there's not a lot of light here, so I don't really know what time it is or how long it's been. I'm a little disoriented. Thank goodness I wasn't alone, or I might truly have gone insane, and that's where we're at.
So they all come out of the room. Caleb has none of his equipment on him, and the children are unharmed. Your grandmother is unharmed.
Can I offer any healing to Caleb?
No one has lost any hit points, so there's no need for healing, but
okay.
How about emotional hit points?
Emotional healing. We can all use emotional healing from time to time. Who has drunk the wine?
Yeah. I was too skeptical to drink the wine.
Okay.
I probably did.
If Tirza did not.
Okay.
I have not.
Well, yeah, you clearly have not. And Joshua did. Great. It was delicious. It was nothing untoward, just checking in. So, Caleb, you still have no equipment.
Yep, but I got hands.
Can we find Caleb's? Does Caleb need equipment? I have some secret equipment stored in the Ark if it's necessary.
Rahav, can you ask your friend? I do air quotes when I say that. Can you ask your friend for all of Caleb's supplies?
Did Noah ever transform back after out of being a guard?
No, I did not. I did not do that yet because I figured some of the clientele would probably be guards.
I believe she is my protege, and I will ask her not only, because she said it was trade. She said a trade is a trade. So she wasn't aware that they were my family, and I get that. But they may have traded along with the hostages. They may have traded their belongings and also some information. So I'm going to ask Chatool, If you will please tell me anything that you remember that the captor said, and also if there's any information that you can provide us about what you gave in exchange, because if there was an exchange, what information might you have passed along on me and my traveling party? And also, where's Caleb's stuff?
Oh, we'll start with the easiest. She opens a crate, and Caleb, your things are in there.
Thank you for returning my things.
And again, I'm so sorry. Any friend of my madam's is someone for whom I care deeply. And if there's anything at all that I could do for you, you strapping Israelite. And when it comes to information, it was an offer to hold them in this chamber for gold. They gave me gold. I gave them nothing but a place to store these people. And this beautiful young man was the only one who had any equipment worth keeping from him. But please, please forgive me. Please stay the night. We'll do whatever we can. We'll entertain you. We can give you whatever you wish. We have food. We have drink. In the evening, people will sing. We certainly have women that, if any of you are interested in women, we have men. If any of you are interested in men, please.
Do you have land?
Do we have? I didn't hear.
In land.
Do you have any land? You just giving away all this stuff.
The only land I own is this inn.
I'm wondering if we should not relieve this woman of the gold that she so erroneously took. Would it not be better put to the service of Yud-Heh-Vav-Heh and our mission?
That
So you're
seems a little.
plundering now?
You're plundering. Yes, that seems a little. I mean, she was providing a service which she charged for and immediately released our people. So I think we should not take what's hers because her life is hard enough already. However, I do think we should avail ourselves of her services. I trained her. She's good. But also, I think we should keep in mind that we need to rest between moving on. But lastly, I will ask her what she can tell us about the men who brought the hostages and paid for their safekeeping. So does she know these people?
They were not known to me, but they looked like anyone from Jericho, really. They came from there. They had the accents of Jericho, and we met at the gate. They didn't even so much as set foot in the city and just exchanged the hostages. Well, I guess not exchanged, but gave them to me for gold.
So can we converse as a party then? Should we rest? Should we party? I have that floating hand spell. I could do all kinds of cool stuff.
If we found what we were looking for, is there any reason for us to remain?
We should hang around until nightfall to try to sneak all of these people outside of the city. Unless, Rahab, maybe I don't know if brothels do this, perhaps there are secret passageways we can access during the daytime as opposed to waiting until evening.
You don't know if brothels do this.
Smuggling people out the window.
We should eat. They have a kitchen. They can prepare us food. If they give my grandmother reign of the kitchen, I know she will make us absolutely fantastic dinner, and then we can move on at full strength.
Anything you wish. And so the day is full of bustling around, the grandmother's in the kitchen, and Rahav, she pulls you in to help as well, because since you were a child, you've helped your grandmother in the kitchen. And if anyone else wants to help, she welcomes it. And you're right. She prepares a beautiful meal, just all of the local favorites, tons of hummus, tons of roasted vegetables and salads made with different sauces that she's created. And she's found a rack of lamb that she's been slow roasting all day and just pours over a pomegranate sauce and is having a lot of fun being creative in the kitchen for you. And when she serves it, the other patrons are like, can we have some of that? And Chatool says simply, I'm so sorry, it was a special and we're all out. And your grandmother and the children join you for this beautiful meal. Music starts, people are singing. And yes, as night starts to fall, some guards start to come in, and it's starting to make you feel like maybe you should not be sitting in the main hall anymore.
Let's ask Chatool also about the exits out of the brothel and any intriguing passageways she might know of to get us. Where are we trying to go? We have our family back. Where are we trying to go? Are we trying to get them back to our home?
I'm afraid we might have need for secret storage facilities, but we have no need for secret passageways out of the city. The custom of escaping is not like it was in Jericho, so we all use the front door.
I'm very skilled at costuming. Do you by chance have a lost and found with previous drunkards' clothing? Clothing that may have been left here that we could dress the family up in?
We have no such thing, especially not something for children.
So, in speaking with your grandmother, I was told that there is something of a curse or sentient about the city of Ai, where people come freely, but unless you have intent to return, nobody actually leaves. So, I am skeptical about our ability to actually leave unless we can somehow trick the city or find a way out that is sort of unconventional.
Do any of us have any cloaking spells?
I can disguise self.
Yeah, I can shape change. And so
T-
can my twin
Tyr-
sister.
Oh,
Tirza
I
has
mean-
another idea that she's thinking about. She doesn't want to say it out loud yet, but you can see that she's deep in thought.
Sister, I can see you're thinking. Just say it. I hate when you do this.
She slowly takes the cat rock out of her bag and looks at it and turns to Noah and says, if I leave it here, I'll have to come back.
Oh, so you have an intent. So the city will let you leave.
Because you're giving the city collateral.
So maybe we all need to leave something.
I definitely think that Chatool will hold on to your Chatool,
Oh, gladly.
but we're not paying you. I expect you to do this as a service to me.
She puts her hand on her chest, bows her head, and says, "You know me, madam."
I'm gonna. Do I have coins? Money?
You should have a few, yes. If you look in your inventory, probably not more than 20. I don't know. I don't know exactly how many you each have.
Oh, 15. I see gold pieces. Okay. I'm gonna do like a thumb flick of a 5 gold piece to her and say, this one's for you for all of the generosity you've given us. And I flick her another 5 piece and I wink and I go, I'll be back for that.
She says, "I see what you mean." And as they don't come in 5 coin pieces. So when you're flicking
Sort
5
of
coins,
like-
you're flicking 5 actual coins that she actually catches in one hand. And then when you do it again, she catches them in the other hand.
Nice. Very nice.
I will also entrust 5 gold coins in the name of Yod-Heh-Vav-Heh to be returned upon my return. Here you go.
She accepts yours as well.
I'd like to ask something.
Mhm.
How old are my children that are with us?
They are 10 and under. So 10, 7, and 5.
I want us to think about whether or not we should leave, since Chatool has proven herself a friend and we don't know what dangers lie ahead. Are my grandmother and children really going to be, are they going to be put in danger by coming along with us on this journey? Should we leave them and I with Chatool in this safe place where there's food and a kitchen and loving friends?
That would certainly give us reason to
Madam.
return.
Madam, I would ask, I will keep your things and return them to you. But if anyone comes and finds them out and about, I will be in dire straits as you were a moment ago. I would ask that if I don't want to put them back in the room.
No.
Is there hope of returning them to Jericho? Like, can we get them home safely?
I think we can.
Isn't that
yeah.
our mission?
Let's do it.
With God's help, we can do anything.
Okay, good. So I'm not leaving my family.
No.
I have yet to make a contribution, and I think I'm letting my own feelings get in the way of this, but I feel compelled to contribute, A, for the purpose of collateral, and B, to match you all in your sort of financial input into this. But also, I was captured and I sat here for a long time. And so, is my collateral worth 5 coins?
Plus, interestingly enough, your coins, if you would refresh your character, please, Rachel, you will see that your coins were not with your things.
More like refresh the character, am I right?
We're about to have Passover, and I'm about to endure a week of gefilte frisch jokes. Like, please don't.
It does seem that this is like the ritual of the selling of the chametz to your next door neighbor, where it's a little bit like wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Yeah.
So,
Mhm. As it turns out, I have no financials to contribute. So now I have to think of, so does my time spent here, well, I guess because it's already paid, it wouldn't count as collateral.
Did you form a bond with any of the women in the brothel while you were hidden?
No,
Yeah.
I was
No, you were just tucked away.
just tucked away. I spent a lot of time trying to learn from your grandmother. She is quite a woman of wisdom.
what about revenge? Might you come back for revenge someday?
Happily.
That's interesting. Let's see. I think, to feel vengeful, you would need to, let's say, roll persuasion And the number to beat would probably be your own charisma score, so 12.
Okay. 15.
15 beats it. So, yes, you are actually able to not feel vengeful.
I'm able to not feel vengeful.
That is correct. You have pushed away this feeling of vengeance, and it is not a motivation for you.
So I'm just super chill about having been kidnapped. But you know what? Everybody's
You have a
good.
more important
Everybody's
task.
healthy.
You have a more important task ahead of you, and going with your leader Joshua to Jericho and conquering the city and conquering the land of Canaan, that is more important to you right now.
That is more important to me right now. You are correct.
Do you have anything that doesn't have a lot of value, like in your backpack that you could
Like a
leave?
candle.
Sure. Could you leave a candle behind to come back for it?
I have a torch and a tinderbox. I have a dice set. I can leave my dice behind.
Not if you want to keep playing.
Joshua also gives over 5 gold pieces and says that he'll be back for it. And he says, Caleb, I would like to give you 5 gold pieces. You can have them.
Is this for me to use as collateral or just to have for...
It's for you to use as you see fit.
Okay, I would like to hang on to them just in case, but I will leave my dice set here that I have had with me since my time in Egypt and is very important to me, so I will leave it here.
Yes,
And return.
as we record, tomorrow night is first Seder. So of course, an important part of the Haggadah is the dice. And
Yes,
we all know
yes.
we all know this. This is
Mhm.
canon. And so
No, it's Canaan.
Yeah.
touche.
She gets 5 more gold coins just for that.
I know. She definitely gets, if we were playing with inspiration, you'd get it.
I just realized I
I
didn't
see
give
what you're-
gold. I'm going to hand over 5 gold pieces also to Chatool because I haven't left anything. So I'm just telling you that's it.
Okay. And she says, now, please, for your own safety and for the safety of my establishment, with great respect, madam.
Peace out.
So you exit the inn, and as you shut the door behind you, you find yourselves in front of some guards who are just outside waiting for you.
Can I say that I was in front, leading?
Yeah. You are now seeing a battle map for the first time. Here's Caleb, Rahav, Noah, Arona, Tirza, and Joshua. Noah, you have said you want to be out in front.
Yeah, still dressed as the guard.
Okay. So when you come out of the inn, you see 3 guards standing in front of you, and everyone but Joshua, because of something called passive perception, Joshua's score is 9. Everyone else's is 10 or higher. So everyone but Joshua sees that, like, behind this crate is another one. He's kind of like badly trying to hide. Rahav, you also, just because of passive perception, you sense that there is someone kind of like hiding around the corner, but no one else senses that. And that is all for the passive perception.
I'm going to step out in front, still dressed as the guard, and say, hey, friends, these folks were looking to get home, and it is late. Am I right? So I'm going to help escort them on my way back to the front gate. No worries. Have a wonderful night, everybody.
Give me a perception roll, please. No.
Perception?
Mm-hmm.
13.
Oops. Yeah, on a 13, you realize that you look exactly like the guard standing in front of you. And like voice and all, who says, you aren't fooling me with that witch. I need you all to please roll initiative.
Hey there, listeners. Your favorite Torah Smashed trio is interrupting this episode to share some exciting news.
That's right. Our podcast just celebrated our 2-year anniversary, but this adventure isn't over yet.
We're on a quest to ensure Torah Smashed can continue to cast its charm spell on you for the next 5 years.
With your support, we can continue to share our epic tales, nerdy rants, and even more questionable puns.
But friends, even podcasts with dozens and dozens of listeners need a little boost from time to time. That's where you come in.
We're not asking for gold pieces or magic artifacts, although we won't say no if you have any lying around. We're simply asking for your support. Go to torahsmash.com/donate to help keep the fun going.
So if you've enjoyed listening to us while you sort your Legos, organize your comics, or prepare for your next dungeon crawl, consider supporting the podcast during this epic summer fundraiser by going to torahsmashed.com/donate.
We've set up fundraising milestones, but anything that you can give to help keep the lights on in our virtual studio is greatly appreciated.
Plus, if we reach our top fundraising goal, we'll be able to host some live shows, and you can see for yourself that I'm not a Muppet.
RDY, I finally got the chance to meet you in person, and I gotta be honest, I'm still not convinced.
And back to the ad spot. Listeners, go to torahsmashed.com/donate. And if you're unable to support us financially, leaving a 5-star review wherever you listen helps us just as much on Torah Smash's 5-year quest.
Torah Smash!
Assemble!
Noah, before you take your turn, please roll perception.
I rolled a 3.
Okay. Take your turn.
Great. Does my shape change cost as an action?
In combat, it does.
Oh, okay, then I won't do that. Thanks. So I am going to say, I said it's getting late, and I cast Sleep on the guards.
Nice.
It is a 20-foot area spell, so I think I catch all 3 of those. No, it would
But
not
it
catch.
doesn't get the
Doesn't
bad
catch that
guy.
one.
Not get the one that you saw hiding.
Great. Okay. Could I move it slightly back and capture all of them?
Yeah, because he was 25 feet away. So if
Yeah.
you centered it.
Yeah, let's center it a little bit behind them and cast it on all 4 of those.
All right.
All right. So I cast Sleep and then roll 5d8. The total is how many hit points? Okay, so 25 hit points.
So guards A and B just kind of like, "Ugh," and they fall asleep right where they're standing.
And then just because my armor is less and I'm more of a distance person, I'm going to move backwards next to the children and help protect them.
All right. And is that it for you?
I think that'll be it.
Okay. Joshua draws his long sword and charges directly at guard C and takes a swing, rolling a nat 1, of opening him up for an opportunity attack from the guard.
I feel like you're working against us now is what's happening.
I think that I cannot control what the computer does, and you can see the rolls just as well as I can. So Joshua take it overzealous swing, exposing his rib cage that the guard pokes at, and Joshua is able to just like move out of the way of that too. And he's going to hold there, which means something else is going to happen, for which I'm going to stop sharing my screen because you can't see what it is. Yeah. You see a crossbow bolt coming from somewhere around the southern area here, and it comes right at Joshua and just like clicks into your armor, but doesn't do any damage. And that makes it Caleb's turn.
Okay, so I can't see the other guard, right?
You can. Joshua can't.
Okay, so if these 2 guards have been taken care of and Joshua seems to have guard C under control, I am going to move 30 feet.
Going for that other guard?
I am, yes.
Okay.
And then I have darts that I can throw, and I
Okay.
would like to do that.
All right. So you throw the dart, and the guard kind of like bashes it out of the way with his spear. Caleb, please give me a perception check with advantage. And with advantage, you take the higher of the 2, so you get an 18, which means you see some more baddies. There are 2 on the roof here and 1 on the side. This is the one, Rahab, that you had a sense of. The rest of you are not aware that those are there.
And is it still my turn? Do I have more things to do?
You can, if you have a bonus action you'd like to use, then you can do that.
No, I am too far away, so I'm all set.
Great. Is there anything you might want to yell to your companions?
Yes, there are more guards. There's 1 around the corner and 2 on the roof. And this one behind the crate.
And Joshua, like, thank you. And he kind of like repeats it back. 2 on the roof, run around the corner, and 1 behind this box over here that you all saw already and is news to him.
Joshua seems real bright.
Thanks, Josh.
He's fine. He just doesn't perceive.
He's older.
Perception is not. Yeah.
Thanks, buddy.
Okay, the guards are taking their turn. This one is going to attack Joshua. These two are going to remain asleep. He's got a spear. He's going to get stabby with it. He's going to roll an 11, which is below Joshua's armor class. So again, he like stabs and Joshua moves and does not get hit. This one down here is going to run up and is going to move up here. Now that you've given away his brilliant hiding spot, he's going to attack Caleb. And an 8, I don't think beats your armor class. Your armor class, Caleb, is 16, so that is not going to do anything to you. And this one is going to move over here. He's got a bow and arrow. He's going to take a shot at Tirza. A 16. Does that beat your armor class, Tirza?
It ties.
Meets it, beats it. He does 2 piercing damage. And then the one guard you didn't see is going to jump out and he's going to come right in here and grab this kid. And he's holding a spear point to the kid's throat.
Oh, gosh.
A little bit clumsily, but it's definitely there. Then this one's going to move here and take a shot at Joshua. I rolled a 10. Joshua, again, you're just like not having any problem avoiding these attacks. This guy is going to run out here, boom, and take a swipe at Caleb with his spear. Rolls a nat 1, opening himself up to an opportunity attack should you wish to take it, Caleb.
Yeah, let's go for it.
Alrighty.
Okay, so I have the opportunity to attack a guard at this moment.
Yes, the guard in front of you specifically.
Great. I would like to do an unarmed strike.
Excellent. So does that mean you're using a foot?
Sure.
Because it's unarmed.
Oh, yeah.
I'll add the laugh track in. Don't worry, Art.
I laughed, but I was muted.
The sound of my eye roll didn't carry.
Waiting for that attack.
I think it's just a 1.
It's a nat 1, which opens you up for an opportunity attack that the guard is not going to take because it was only because of his clumsy attack that allowed you to attack in the first place. And we're not going to go into opportunity attack versus opportunity attack battle. Because 2 are sleeping, that's it for the guards. Tirza, you're up.
Great. Tirza's going to take out the longbow and take a shot at the guard in front of Joshua, who is not asleep.
Okay, go for it.
Rolled a 21 to hit.
21 hits.
Damage is a 12.
Yeah, describe what it looks like when one arrow takes down this guard.
Tirza is very aware of what's going on behind her, but knows that with her longbow and with a big swarm of people in the way, that the best thing she can do right now is try and help out Joshua and Caleb. So she takes out the longbow, takes aim at the guard, and in just one of the most incredible shots you've ever seen, just an arrow finds a gap in the armor, and the guard falls over immediately. If this was a gun that had smoke at the end, she'd go,
Beautiful.
And I shout from the back, "That's my sister!"
Noah can't see the eye roll.
Very nice shot, Tirza. Is that it for your turn?
Yeah, that's it for the turn.
Okay. Rahab, that brings us to you.
Guard D currently has a child and is holding something sharp to their throat.
Dead child's next. Yes.
Okay, well, you know what? Obviously, I have to protect my child. There's not really much of an option to join the fight in the other direction. So I am going to cast Vicious Mockery at the guard currently holding my child and threatening their
Excellent.
life.
For a potential bonus to your spell, what do you say? What are your mocking words?
As this is described as a string of insults, I think I'm going to immediately attack the manhood of this guard, as they're someone that I've previously encountered in my career in sex work. And I'm going to compare the size of the 5-year-old child that they're holding and talk about how much better my son, who is only 5 years old, how much better endowed he is than the guard holding him, and how neither me nor my son could be intimidated by someone so pathetic.
I'm going to see if the guard understands the word endowed. If the guard understands the word endowed, his vocabulary is not that great. I'm going to say it's a difficulty of 15. If the guard gets a 15 or higher, I will double the dice of your attack.
I can dumb
guard
down the
will-
words.
The guard rolls a 1. He has no idea what you mean, but he knows it's insulting. Go ahead and roll damage. He also did not make his wisdom save, so he will take full damage.
3.
You do 3 damage. So you say these words and the guard's eyes get wide. And even though he doesn't understand some of them, he is pained by it, like screams, "Ah," and does not drop the child, but also does not harm the child.
What kind of follow-up action am I allowed to do?
Your bonus actions, you can give someone bardic inspiration, or you can teleport. You can use your face step. Those are both bonus actions.
So can I reach out and touch my child and face step away?
You will have to step up to touching range, which is 10 feet of your movement, which you have. And
So I'd
then-
like to do that.
Yeah.
I'm going to go and touch my child and just step away. I believe the sound is bamf.
That's canon. I believe that's correct. So your face step allows you to teleport, but it is your season that allows you to teleport someone else?
Mm-hmm. Spring, I believe, right?
Yes. You are teleporting the child, but not yourself. So
Yeah, I'd like to send them to the space kind of between my other child and my grandmother. Just kind of flip them over to the other side of me.
great.
And then I look at the guard and I go, sucker.
So your face step ability bamfs the child to the opposite side of his friend, cousin, however you want to relate them, and he is currently safe. But the other child is also within the guard's reach. And Arona, the moment you have been waiting for, your turn.
Okay. It's been difficult watching all of this and not being able to do anything.
Welcome to turn-based roleplay.
Not for the impatient among us. Okay, so I have this word of radiance spell, and it seems like that would potentially damage multiple guards at a time, if I'm understanding it correctly.
Each creature of your choice that you can see within range, but your range is 5 feet.
Well, okay, so I could cast this back towards the guard next to Rahab and try to additionally protect her and the children.
Yes, the guard who grabbed the child is like catty corner behind you. So yes, you could attack him.
Great.
And he's already been damaged a little bit by Rahab's biting, vicious mockery.
Right. So I would like to utter a divine word so that burning radiance will erupt from me.
Okay, roll the damage, and he's going to get a Constitution save.
Okay, damage. I rolled a 2, which does not seem great.
And he makes his Constitution save, so he's going to take half damage. So he takes 1 damage.
Okay.
But he's still like, blasted witches. All right, Noah, it is your turn again.
Great. And there's still 2 guards on the roof, correct?
Correct.
All right. I'm going to run over to these. It looks like these are piled on crates.
Yes.
If I'm standing on the top one, can I see the 2 guards pretty well?
Yeah, you could probably, I would say yes.
Great. Then I'm going to run over, stand on the top crate, and
the guard's going to attack you.
Opportunity attack.
When you run here, the guard is going to take a swipe at you. Does a 17 hit?
Yes.
You take 7 damage.
Oh my gosh.
The most he could possibly do.
Great. So I'm going to go stand on those crates now, slightly limping.
Yeah, he kind of like hacked you at the back of the thigh.
And I'm going to, as sneakily as possible, it seemed to work well the first time, so I'm going to cast sleep on the 2 guards on the top of the building, hoping that they fall asleep and roll down.
Okay.
Cast, and that is 30.
Woo! You get both of them. Yeah, so they both fall unconscious.
Excellent.
As they fall, we're going to give them the ability to just kind of like randomly see if they roll or if they are able to stay standing. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to have them roll dexterity at disadvantage with a difficulty of 10. So if either die is lower than 10, they will roll.
Mm-hmm. Off the roof.
Off the roof. The first guard gets a 10.
Mm-hmm.
So the first guard that I rolled was the one on the apex, and he is able to stay up on the roof. The second, the lower roll was a 12. So he's also able to stay up on the roof.
Fine.
I will also say, as a little bit of metagaming on your behalf, if they would fall, they would immediately wake up because the spell lasts until the character takes damage.
Oh, and then they would take damage falling.
Yeah.
Makes sense. That's fine. Fine. Now they're asleep on the roof.
Mm-hmm.
Well done.
Yeah, very nice. You've got 2 more sleeping guards. And is that your turn?
I am done.
Joshua, he sees the 2 fall asleep. He knows exactly where that came from. And he says, "Well met, Noah." And he comes running down here past the 1 sleeping guard and comes to Caleb's defense, takes a swing at guard G with his longsword. And again, it's blocked by the guard's spear. And that's his turn. He's feeling like a useless leader right about now. And at this point, there's going to be another shot taken from the southern area, just right in the dust. And it kind of like wedges in the ground over here by this little hut. Now that he's attacked and that you can kind of see everybody, you see this other character on a rooftop ahead of you with a bow and arrow, just kind of like lying on his belly and taking shots at you, Joshua. I keep saying you, Joshua, even though I'm playing Joshua, taking shots at Joshua. And that makes it Caleb's turn.
I'm going to. Do I have to call which guard I'm going after?
Yes, you can. The one directly in front of you or the one that's a little bit south of him.
I would like to go to the guard directly in front of me between Joshua and I.
Okay.
With the dagger, please.
Ooh.
10.
At 10, does the guard kind of like swings his shoulders and dodges your attack. And I believe that's all. Unless you wanted to do an unarmed strike as a bonus action.
Yes, that's what I was about to ask. Okay, great. So I rolled for my bonus action unarmed attack, and I got 17.
That hits. What exactly did you hit him with? What body part?
I threw an elbow. I'm over this guy.
Roll damage. 5 damage to the guard in front of you, who, as he kind of like dodges out of the way of your dagger, and then that elbow just kind of gets him right in the jaw, he just kind of like his eyes grow big and he looks at you and spits out a little bit of blood as he gets ready to attack you back, because it is the guard's turn. Ooh. So 4 guards are asleep, which means we're going to go right to the would-be kidnapper. This guard next to Rahav is going to take a stabby stab at her with his spear. Is your armor class higher than 10?
13.
He takes a stab at you and just outright misses and kind of like growls. Can't believe he's missing this attack. And then the next guard to go is this one, who's going to attack Caleb, also with a spear. He rolls a 21, which I believe is higher than your armor class, Caleb.
Yeah, mine is 16.
So he rolls 2 damage.
All right, we can come back from that.
This one's going to take a stab at Joshua. Rolls a 22 and does 2 damage to Joshua. Even when I roll well to attack, I'm having trouble keeping my spears strong enough to do much damage. So they're attacking accurately but weakly. And that brings us to Tirza.
Okay. RDY. Do I have line of sight on the assassin?
You do.
I'm going to take a longbow shot at the assassin.
Good luck.
Thank you. I don't think you really meant it, though.
I think that I mean it in the spirit of good sportsmanship and gameplay.
Oh, okay. Well, I rolled an 11.
Your arrow goes sailing over his head.
How far over the head?
3 inches.
Okay. Does he have a lot of hair?
No.
Okay.
You're not going to draw me in there, Ethan Lane Miller.
Okay. I'm going to take... I'd like to reposition slightly. I'd like to move 2 down, 1 left. And then
Great.
finally, I'm going to yell out to everybody in our party. And I'm going to say, don't worry, our help is on the way. And there's a little wink that I shoot towards my sister Noah.
Who you cannot see.
We
she's on the other
we have our
side.
telepathy. She knows I'm winking.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
And I obviously think that you mean God is sending help.
Yeah, 1,000%.
All right. For my information, if you want to chat a plan that you have so I can be prepared for it, I would be happy to take things into consideration without reacting to them.
Barak, would you like to take that on?
Oh, have you already been chatting privately?
Yes.
That's so not cool.
That's our telepathy. I'm sorry you're not invited.
I didn't give you telepathy.
We have a shared history of events, and so we've got those.
Sorry. I yell out Plan 97, and no one knows what that means.
It's like with Thor and Loki. He's like, "Oh, should we do
Get help? Yeah.
Get help?
Yeah, get
Let's
help.
do get
I
help."
was
We're
just
doing
thinking
get
that.
help.
Yeah, that's
The
what we're
Bad
doing.
Batch reference.
Yeah.
So help is on the way is your get help. Understood. Oh, man. So like frustrated in anticipation. Really, really cool. So Rahab, it is your turn.
How much damage needs to be inflicted on the guard right next to me?
What I can tell you is that he looks like he's been hurt a bit, but not more than half, say.
Okay. I'd like to hurt this guy because he doesn't have anybody hostage right now.
Correct.
So I'm going to attack him with it's either fists or dagger. I'll go with the dagger.
Okay.
There. Have it ye. Terrible.
7 misses. He doesn't even have to move. He just kind of like stands there as the dagger. You like slash it at him and miss. You're a little bit distracted by the 3 children around you. Arona, this is your turn.
Okay, cool. Arona shouts out to her travel companions to see if anyone is in need of healing.
You saw Noah get slashed while she ran away, so you know that Noah's hurt. You know that Joshua has taken damage, but he says, "I'm fine."
Okay, but maybe Noah could use some assistance.
I may, but so if you remember, you're welcome to. I'm not going to shout out because I'm trying to remain a little stealthy in the back.
Right. Would you prefer I did not call attention to you right now?
I think you can heal me without calling attention.
Okay, cool. Could I send healing words? Can I see Noah?
Yes, you can see Noah.
So I believe I can send healing words to someone I can see within range.
That you can do. So you can click the box that says 1d4 plus 2 next to healing word.
It's a 6. 4
So
plus
Noah,
2.
you gain 6 hit points.
Yeah, and I sort of like straighten myself up.
You're
Yeah,
so welcome.
And that gash on the back of her thigh just kind of like knits itself up. Looks like it's going to heal nicely.
Finally feel valuable. Thank you to the eternal God for the gift of healing that has been bestowed upon me.
I would say Rahab has the same face that Miramora has right now. Like,
Zealots.
Are you not impressed? Okay. Cool. That's it. Thank you, everyone.
Right. Great job. We're at the top of the order again. It's Noah's turn.
Great. So following the audible cue that I heard from my twin Tirza, I am going to jump onto the roof and go over to the guard that is unconscious at the top. And I'm going to shape change into that guard.
Okay.
And then I will stand up clearly and I'm going to shout, "There are reinforcements coming in from over the wall opposite the main gate. Everybody needs to get over there now."
Okay. First, I need you to roll stealth to see if the guard next to Rahab and Arona saw you do that.
Great. 16.
16 is a good roll. He has a +2 to his perception, and he rolls an 8. He did not see you do that.
Great.
Now you get to roll deception.
Nat 1. Oh, no.
Yeah, on a nat 1, you're yelling. They look up at you, and they're like, we know where all the reinforcements are.
Man, and that's my action was my change, right? Even though it's not a cantrip or a spell, it still counts as an action?
Changing your appearance is an action.
Okay, fine. Since one of the guards shouted out, I'm going to sort of lie back down on the roof and head down towards the crates, but not hop down just yet.
Yeah, I would say that would probably be about all of your movement to gets you to the edge.
And lie down.
Yeah. Okay. Is that your turn?
Unfortunately, yes.
So Joshua's going to take a swing at the guard right next to him. He rolls a 22, which connects. And Joshua is very happy to finally have connected. He does 8 damage to that guard, which takes him out. So with one slash of his longsword, the one that finally connects, he has been waiting for this to happen. Up from hip to shoulder, just guts this guard. And he holds his longsword aloft and says a thank you to Adonai, who gives him strength.
I knew God hadn't abandoned you, Joshua.
And the assassin is going to take a shot at Noah. He can still see you. And he rolls 10. I don't think that hits your. It does hit your armor class. Well, look at that. So he is going to do 2 damage. I keep rolling 1s on the damage dice. And Caleb, it is your turn.
Okay, we're gonna go for the guard that is sort of diagonal from me because there is still a present threat. And let's try with the quarterstaff this time.
All right. Roll to hit. On an 11, the guard again moves his spear into the way of your quarterstaff.
And I will choose to do my bonus action of an unarmed strike. So
Okay.
throw the other hand. And we've got 18.
It connects. You said you're throwing the other hand like a upward palm strike?
I meant more of a fist, but the phrase throwing hands.
Roll damage?
I imagine if he's sort of knocked my quarterstaff out of the way, that the punch kind of comes swinging at wherever because my body has sort of rotated. It's no longer straight on.
You got it. Let's roll damage for the strike.
6.
6 damage. You get the guard right in the rib cage, and for 6 damage, that clearly you feel a rib crack when you do that. He's still up, but he's hurt.
Okie dokie.
And it's his turn. Okay, sleeping, dead, moving. Okay, this guard over here in between Arona and Rahab is going to try the old grab a kid trick again. This is the oldest kid. I'm going to give this kid a chance to wriggle out of it. Oh my God. I rolled a 16 for the kid. So he's going to have to beat a 16 to grab the kid. He rolls exactly 16. So he does grab the kid. And so now he's got this one. I said, cut it out. And the one that Caleb just struck is going to try and attack Caleb. And he misses. You don't even have to move. He swipes at you and it's like a foot away. And he's asleep and he's dead. So that one's asleep also. So many sleeping guards. So it's Tirza's turn.
Yeah, Tirza's not going to yell out any more random plans, but she is going to take another shot at the assassin with the longbow.
Okay.
So that is a dirty 20 to hit.
Dirty 20 hits.
All right. The damage roll is a 7.
So because he was lying down, that arrow like goes into his shoulder deep.
Ouch.
And you see some blood and just immediately like looking at his shoulder, trying to make sure it's still going to move. He is hurting. Nice shot.
Cool. Thanks, DM.
Anything else?
Can I shout words of encouragement to my sister?
Of course.
Hey, keep practicing
Hey.
your shape-shifting. You can do it.
Get off my back.
Rahab,
I have an-
It's okay.
I've-
I'm actually working on defeating them.
So I'm sick of this guard holding my children and I want to put an end to him. Okay. Well, no one else is coming to my aid here. So sorry, guys. We're supposed to be a team, but I'm not feeling the teamwork in this corner. So I'm going to put this one to sleep and ignore what's going on everywhere else.
Dude, I did
Um,
take a swipe at that guard early on.
That might have been when my headphones faded out. Sorry. They ran out of battery.
Yeah, Arona attacked him.
Thank you.
He has taken some damage.
You're
Thank you,
welcome.
Arona. Sorry if I didn't notice that. Here are my actions. Rahab is going to cast a sleep spell on the guard in her immediate proximity who's holding her oldest child.
Okay. You have to roll some dice.
Okay.
Ta-da! With a 15, that guard falls asleep. And that
With the
child
guard
just
is-
moves right over here out of his reach.
Right. And I'm just going to give some words of encouragement to the children and my grandmother because we're in the midst of this battle and they're obviously not warriors. And say to them that even though they don't know these people, they got to know Caleb in captivity. And they should know that the rest of these people are members of a tribe that has been friendly to us, that has come to their rescue. And we're going to wait over here and let them fight out the rest of this battle. And they're going to protect us.
Grandmother says, yes, dears, come over here, stay behind me. And this child moves over this way.
Excellent, Bobby. Thank you.
She smiles at you. And that brings us to Arona again.
Hey, Nanny. So it doesn't seem like anyone is deeply injured. If I casted Shield of Faith around the children, would that protect them from future grabs? It's not immediately clear to me what is the most helpful thing for me to do. So I'm open to suggestions if any of my journey mates.
I feel you. It is hard to know what to do in the heat of battle.
You said Word of Radiance would actually be a good spell to cast because your range is only 5 feet, so you would have to like run up
Should I move a little bit?
You would have to move to here, and your range of movement will get you here.
Okay. Is it worth doing?
I mean, you can start to move that way in case you're needed.
I will move next to guard A, but very quietly so that I don't wake him up.
So you're going to move right here next to this guard that is sleeping. So you're kind of in between two sleeping guards.
Yeah, just going to hang out between the two sleeping guards in case Caleb needs me or Joshua, my homeboy.
Noah, we're back to you.
Great. Not that this was meant to be my go-to spell, but it seems to be working very well, and we're so close to getting out of here that I'm going to walk to the front side of the roof, closest to the assassin, and I'm going to cast Sleep so that it covers both the assassin and the last remaining awake guard, and that's what I'm going to do. Looks good. 26.
This guard falls asleep. The assassin does not.
Okay.
Excellent. Anything else?
No, I think I'm now just cannon fodder.
All right. Joshua is going to follow he does not have a bow and arrow, but he's going to throw a dagger at the assassin. Oh, 18. That connects. And he's going to do... Wow. Joshua throws a dagger at the assassin, and it connects with the assassin like on the opposite side of the neck as the arrow did that Tirza shot, and the assassin slumps down with blood slowly dripping off the roof. These other guards are probably only going to be asleep for another 45 seconds or so.
I think we book it. I book it.
Oh, sure. And I just moved in
we
between
run.
two of them. So well done.
Your movement is enough, all of you, even slowed down by the children and grandmother, that you are able to get out of there successfully. You're able to run away, and you make your way towards the city gates, and people all over are shouting, no, don't leave. And what are you doing? You're crazy. And guards. And they're like flagging you down. And as you run, you make your way out the gate. The guards just kind of like look at you funny as you're running out. You are running out of the city with grandmother and children behind. The guards who are at the gate, there are only like 2 guards, and they saw what was going on because you weren't too far from the city gate and they were high up, and they're just kind of like, hold their hands up, shake their head, and they don't want a piece of this. As you are running out of the gate shuts behind you as the last one of you leaves. And as you are running away, you hear this screeching, like this terrible iron on iron and stone on stone and scraping and screeching. And as you start to run further from the gate, from this noise, the gate itself transforms. You start to realize that this gate is itself the thing that was keeping everyone in the city. And as the gate transforms, it becomes a huge golem made of stone and iron and wood. It is a city golem. In fact, you realize that I is not really the way you pronounce it. This city is AI. And with that, we will conclude this episode of Torah Smash. Please tune in again next time for the second part of another campaign of biblical proportions. Let's go around the table, please, and shout out our upcoming projects and social media pages and whatnot. Starting with Emma, just because of the way you're positioned on my screen.
Normally you can follow me on Instagram at Rabbi Emma. And if Marcy and I get back to podcasting, you can follow our podcast, Women Rabbis Talk. Hopefully post Pesach, we'll have some new episodes coming up.
Excellent. Miriam?
Yeah, I am Dr. Miriam Mora, and I've got a few things coming up. My debut book was just released yesterday. It is called Carrying a Big Shtick, Jewish Acculturation and Masculinity in the 20th Century. And it is a historical treatment of Jewish manhood in America, and I hope everyone will pick it up in ebook or paperback as it's available. Also, I am the co-creator of Juice, the Jewish Comics Experience, and we have just announced our open nominating process for the 2024 awards in Jewish comics, the Juice Awards. So please go to our website to nominate your favorite creator or yourself at juice.org, JEWCE.org. And any creators who are interested in participating in this year's convention, there's also an artist and speaker registration sign up form on that website. So everyone should go check it out.
Excellent. And Rachel Frisch.
I don't really have any upcoming anything to shout out, but you can feel free to catch me around the Boston area existing. And I'm on the internet a lot. That's it.
In all the places.
I'm around. I exist.
Brock and Ethan, do you guys want to?
Catch me on Torah Smash.
I've heard that show's great.
I've heard it's great. I would like to shout out the podcast Midnight Burger, on which, if you listen to the very end, you can hear Torah Smash being shouted out as well. So I wanted to return the favor to them. And it is also an incredibly fun podcast to listen to. They've just started season 4. It is a script-based science fiction, hilarious podcast.
Before we close out this episode, I just want to shout out and say we're coming up on 2 years this week of the episode release. So wishing Torah Smash happy 2-year birthday. Thank you all for joining, and I cannot wait to see this campaign finish.
Happy 2-year birthday to both of my co-hosts and to everyone who's been listening along with us for these beautiful 2 years. Well, that'll do it for this episode of Torah Smash. Our fiscal sponsor is Jewish Creativity International. Our theme music was created by Sean Fogel. You can check out Sean's bands and studio work at www.thesleepywest.com. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to rate and review us wherever you listen. It helps others find us and is an excellent way to support the podcast. We want to hear from you and continue today's nerdy discussion. Go to torahsmash.com to find where to connect with us online, purchase swag from our store, support us with a donation, find previous episodes, and more. Next time on Torah Smash.
I'm trying to get as close to like a kaiju Power Rangers battle.
Monk-like attacks, not monkey attacks.
Yeah,
I mean, unless that's your fighting style, I don't judge.
In Yahweh's name, I graciously accept the boots, Your Majesty.
Tirza was like, I'd like my cat rock back.
I imagine that the ladies of the Jericho evening are much like the companions of the Firefly universe.
Yes, Miriam, yes!
Now
Like
canon.
emanating from the Ark as if the Ark had a Bluetooth speaker.
Like a holy ice cream truck coming around the corner.
In which case, we have now started singing Cole Porter's Be a Clown.
I suddenly remembered my Charlemagne. Let my armies be the rocks. And I cast Enlarge on the trebuchet next to me.